Testing. Okay. Well, we are here with the Sims 4, obviously, and I know I've been playing this a lot, but it's something different. So here we have the Jarvis family. Um, I made a challenge a long time ago when we first got seasons, and I've done it a few times, and my most recent one I decided to just say that they won, but I wasn't really interested in getting back to that family, so we're gonna do it again. And I picked these Sims because I made them a long time ago, and I just gave them a few things from the new pack, but I didn't want to go through, you know, all this. Now, one of the main things is, I called it Reno Your Life or Else, but I think we'll just stick to Bad Decisions Legacy. So first, one of your Sims, only one of them, needs to have the kleptomaniac trait. So I usually choose the wife, because I mean, one of the things for the challenge is you need to be popping out your kids. So since she's got to pop out the babies, she gets to be the thief. Simple as that. And Alyssa's husband, Anton. And I decided to make them nature nomads. I was trying to make it so that they could sleep on the floor peacefully. But I will restart if that's not what I'm supposed to have. Because what you're going to do is before you jump in and get into everything, use any cheats or special things that you want to. Because once you start the challenge, you're locked in. So, generally, you're not going to be rotating, but, you can always feel free to go and delete anybody you want. But not too many people. Obviously, your thief needs stuff to steal. And now we're going to get right into why we're renovating and popping out babies. And why it matters that we might be a little comfortable sleeping outside. Not sure. Oh, right. I almost forgot the main rule. Your first generation, it's got two parts. Now, if you just wanted to do one part of it, whatever, that's fine. The first part is you need to be in winter. On long, 28 days. And you need to survive in winter. So I think we're going to go ahead and put them in Innis Green because it's new and fun. I'm not sure. I guess they can live. No, I want them to live like in the woods, kind of. But I don't want the lot to be too big. And, they can live here. I find that acceptable. And we're gonna bulldoze it. Now, while there are some very particular rules to this, and it is in the spirit of rags to riches, obviously we're a little lenient with if there is a bug or something that prevents you from completing a task or it deletes your progress or whatever, it doesn't matter. It still counts. You still won. Great, move on. And that goes for like when you're raising your kids and everything, because we all know for some reason the kids get hit hard with that stuff. But we're not there yet. First, we need to make sure that we're on the right settings. So, yes, lifespan's on long. We don't really care about anything else. environments, and 28 days. Now, no, it doesn't matter if you're using mods, but it needs to be within the constraints of the game. That was the challenge. You can't just add an extra day. Cheater. So let's apply that. I guess most of the stuff doesn't really matter. Oh, let's see. If disabled, Sims will no longer experience positive of good luck or in the negatives of bad luck. You know, we're going to leave that on. I'm going to say that is within the spirit of the challenge. Let's first save it. Now, I mean, you can dress your Sims up however much you want, but since they're starting out with very little, I would usually repeat some of their items and make sure they're always bundled up, ready to go. So, first, well, they've got 21,000, but I will maybe give them a little bit more just for this part. Testing cheats on money. Let's say 45 is their amount. Now what we're going to do here is build them up a nice destroyed habitat. So what you're going to do is mix in the half walls and full walls at different amounts, and also no walls at all, to give them, you know, something to work for. And one of the major things is that they need to have a bathroom. So that's where some of their money is going. Or, I mean, you can start with some of the outdoor stuff, whatever, I don't care. So you know, you have nothing, you come across this thing and it doesn't look too good, but it's either this or nothing. That's too many walls. And actually, we're going to say that that's where the front door goes, even though they have all these ways to get inside. And we need this to have a mix of, you know, masonry and everything, and wood. Like it starts off as a cabin. Actually, that one I guess could be the same. Which one was I using? This one? We don't want to start it off too easy, right? Right. Oh, I don't want it like that. Darn it, fine. It can be this way. I don't care. Whatever. Be difficult. Well, I do kind of want flooring, but we'll use the terrain paint, methinks. That door? Maybe that one looks better. There. that that's how we're going to do this. So we need it all messed up and forgotten and ignored. Honestly, we could also put some windows in here too, if you have the werewolf pack, or I guess jungle adventures. Now, these windows are wherever you want to put them. Don't put too many. These are going to be your rewards. And as you close in the house, bit by bit, you can sell them, replace them with another window, and the money that you get back, if you get it back, that's your prize. That is what you have earned. And that's going to go for a lot of your decorations and whatnot. We can even add just a really small pool on this one, or not a pool. I always pick the wrong option first every time. Down, Bessie. Ooh, not that high. Have it all murky? I mean, you could say cleaning that would also be part of it. Now, as you're going through this, you're probably thinking, oh, well, we can do painting and that'll get you started. No, you may not. Painting earns too much money, as do a lot of the skills. So you cannot paint. You can, however, fish. And now that makes some lucrative catches too. But the thing is, if you catch a violin or something that's too high up, you have to keep it in your family inventory. You may not sell it. You can look at it as much as you like, but no, that's not going to be part of it. Oh well, who cares what you think? Now, we do just add the roofs. We're going to add an extra room up top if it would stop being difficult. I'll put that tree back. But this is just so that the roof has something to snap onto. Since, wolf roofs are free. Okay. Or maybe this one would be better for that. Yeah. And obviously, this time around, we're going to need some columns. Or maybe we can add another roof there. And I know what you're thinking. I would like to know the rest of the rules. Well, this is a challenge for patience because it has certainly tested mine. Okay. And one more. Now these columns are also reward items, so as we're closing in areas, you can sell them, and there you get your money back. And that is considered an earn. But it's just to give your Sims some form of chance. Okay, so we need to add greenery everywhere. Now, not all of these, just place them wherever, who cares. I think not all of them give you your money back. We need them inside too. But we're gonna also use some items. Eventually we'll add stairs, which is a whole other thing. Make sure we have some grass and all that. I mean, I guess I haven't even used all of the money I said they could have. Usually the rocks... Oh, I didn't even realize. I just did that challenge. Usually the rocks are going to give you back some money, so... And it's not always going to just stay like this. You're going to be expected to move your floor plan and establish it. We're not really too concerned about making a yard, but maybe we'll have one, maybe we won't. We'll see. Move things as we need to. And I feel like I have some clutter. We have some clutter. I'm sure there's been some squatters. I feel like I'm adding more reward items than I usually do, but I'm a bit rusty. Now, as far as CC goes, if you have some CC tents or something, anything that makes it look more broken down or whatnot that you'd like to use, that's fine. It's kind of irrelevant. It's also not going to be a major thing. I feel like that's going to be where the main bedroom is. Okay, maybe that's too many. Okay, now we need... Well, they could probably sleep on the floor. Let me go back into live mode and see... Okay, they can sleep on the floor. Perfect. I feel like we're going to be needing some more, especially if you need to be getting medicine. So let me just add a few of these. Now, I have stuff going in and outside, but generally you're not going to sell all of it. So, say this is a bedroom and you have this little 4x5 area, whatever, and you close that in, that doesn't automatically mean you get anything outside over here by the master bedroom. Okay? I think that's most of what I need. Yeah, maybe. But I mean, we do need to at least give them something. Which makes this new fairy stuff perfect. Or should they have the outhouse? There's a thought. I'm gonna give them the new outhouse. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're fitting in there. And we'll give them a nice sink because a shower is a little too high up. They don't have a shower yet. But, you know, they can sponge bathe. Or maybe they'll be traveling to get what they need. And they are going to need a way to get food. And for that, they may have a cooler. Let's not overdo it now. I like this one. We'll say the kitchen's over here. And we'll give them some items that they will not be allowed to sell. Why? Because, why not? That's an end table, coffee table. Where is the seat? They will eventually be outside. Alright. And just so it's easy to see, like, how dark is it over here? We'll give them a light. If you need to add more lights during this setup process to make it easier on your eyes, that's fine. It does not distract from the challenge. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay. So now it's paused and everything is set up and we're saving it. Nothing else matters. Here's where the challenge starts. As soon as you unpause it, you're going to go about your day. Now, how are you going to make money to fix this up? Each sim can have 2 frogs so that they can breed them. Whatever frog you get, it doesn't matter if it's high level or one of the more common low level ones. Those are the 2 you get. Every time it says you're allowed to breed, you can do that. That is going to be your main steady income. It's not much, but it's there. Then there's collectibles. Now, collectibles don't spawn that easily when you first start out your save file. That's part of the challenge. So, each sim can travel. They're going to go together, obviously. They get 2 travel tokens. And technically a 3rd one, but that's just for them to get back home. Once they've used up their tokens, you're at home. So if there's anything that you had access to that you couldn't use, like a shower or whatever because you just didn't want them to stink anymore, it doesn't matter. They can't have any more until 6 a.m. the next day. You can have your klepto steal, and you can have your non-klepto pick, whatever collectibles there are, if there's any that has spawned already. They cannot have a job, no part-time, none of that. Not allowed. But they are going to need to be making, kids. But not immediately. You get a few days, 3 at the most, to start building up some funds. because you're going to need to put your kids together. Now, you can pick whatever size lot you want. I really don't care, but you need to make sure you have everything for the kids. Now, either you're building up or you're building down, you're building out, whichever. But you're going to need to have all 6 kids. Or, if you prefer, you can have 1 or 2 kids, and the rest of the slots can be filled with pets. But each kid needs to have their own room filled with the most basic, something to play with, something to sleep on. They need their potty. They need their bed. Um, the basic baby stuff. And you cannot just delete it once you're done with it. It goes in the family inventory. I believe the family inventory is supposed to raise your bills. That's what we're looking for. I don't know if they changed it, but yeah. So, they're going to get a couple days where they can both go. Now, once she is expecting, or if you want to swap it and he's expecting, whatever, I really don't care. They use those times to move about. When he has the first baby, your sim, the one that didn't have the child, or the one that did whatever, I'm doing it this way, but if you want to swap it, it's up to you. That sim is going to go out, they're going to do the stealing and the collecting. Now, if you get caught, you have to leave. It doesn't matter if you forgot to pick up the collectibles or not. If they catch you, you can't do anything, you need to leave. And now, if you're successful, and you're successful multiple times, you can occasionally go into manage worlds and put the items back, because I've noticed if you steal too much and the build becomes incomplete, it can cause problems. So you can put the high ranking items, cheap items, whatever, just to complete the build. But you're going to need to hit multiple places. You can't just put everything in the museum and then go there every day. You gotta bounce around. It doesn't matter if it's lucrative or not. That's all you get. Now, if your child gets in the red while you're gone, especially if you're threatened with them getting taken away or something, you need to go and take care of it, and then maybe fight with whoever's staying at home watching your kid. You're not allowed daycare. This is a family, and you've got to work on their relationship. Now, the kids, they'll raise as they go. Once they're toddler, child, that's when you're going to focus more on their relationship. But it's a family that sticks together. Now, as you're going through this, you pick up your extra skills or stuff that you want to play with. As you're fixing up these walls and everything, sometimes the wallpaper is deleted. Now, if you're fixing it up and say this wall here gets cleared away, then that's less money. You must always return it to the item that it is until you have completely cleaned up the inside and the outside and you have changed it to something else. So you keep that in mind. If your child is taken away, then you lose. Or I guess if your pets run away, it's not a loss, because I know sometimes that can get buggy. And even if you're good to your pets, they can run away. So we wouldn't call that an end. But you can't let your child get taken away, because you can prevent that a whole lot easier. Now, the main thing why they get 2 is because your first part is to be making money, fixing up the house, and surviving the winter with all your children and your pets. if you so choose to do it that way. If you're successful and you at least have the rooms for the children and, a room for, your parents, but the house is still not complete, I'd still give you a pass. Once you have babies and everything, you need to be working on their skills. You cannot just leave them to their own devices. However, when we get to that point, we know that sometimes toddlers and infants, their things can be reset. It happens here and now, whatever, who cares? As long as you're making the effort, it still counts because we can't let the game decide the end of the challenge. If you are successful and you get everything exactly as you are, that's your first notch. And if you want to call it an end there, because it can get repetitive doing rags to riches, hey, that's fine, great, whatever. But it's never really that simple. So, Generation 2 is kind of combined with Generation 1 after their first challenge. So, see here. So once they have survived the winter, then you can change it to normal or short if you prefer, but give yourself time. Whichever child you prefer, you need to be raising them. It's up to you how long you want to stay with them. That child, once it becomes a young adult, you need to move them out somewhere completely different. Usually I would go to the city or just another spot that they're not familiar with. But you're also going to move them. You're going to take all of your furniture, take it with you, and the shell must remain here as a part of your family legacy because, they don't know how to appreciate anything. They don't care. Whatever. You're going to buy another shell. Yes, buy, not build. You're going to buy another shell. You can even put them in an apartment that doesn't fit all of them. It doesn't matter. And that's where they're going to stay. Now, your Gen 2 sim might live next to them or just close by, whatever. Whoever your sim clicks with, you must get married to and have kids with them and make sure that your family stays closely related. But they didn't learn any good skills from their parents. So they only have a part-time job. And whatever happens, happens. Now, if at any point during this you get a call that says you have to get married in a certain amount of days, and you can say, well, what's the catch? You have to say that option. And then they'll give you the money, and this money is to be used for bills. I allow that one. Okay. Now, Gen 3, if you make it that far, your reward is that you can cheat them some money. And furthermore, they're going to want more because it's a nice taste. After that, they're going to break up a marriage or any relationship, whatever, I don't care. And they're going to marry that person, take their kids, their money, everything. And, if you want to kill one of them about then, go ahead. Let's see. Gen 4. Now, I kind of changed up with the different families, but Gen 4, you can have a better job. You're looking to romance a coworker. Or Supernatural would be here about now. Now, Gen 5, that's usually where I had the most issues. So, their bad decision is... Well, honestly, it's going to be whatever you want at this point. Something that doesn't make sense, that goes against the grain. However, you must make sure you go back and talk to any family members that are still alive. You must reconnect the family. While also popping out more kids. But these kids are not kids that you take care of. Okay, I would say that because I haven't done Gen 5 the same every single time. You can send them off to live with their parents, whatever, who cares. Gen 6, we want to fix that. We want to be there. Oh, but you have two lovers. So you need your sim, whichever one you want, get them two love interests. You're going to buy both of them a house right next to each other and raise kids, which each of them going back and forth. Once those kids become child, you have completed the challenge. And if you want to continue and make some more unnecessary challenge choices, you go right ahead. Now, I hope that was understandable, but if not, it's okay because obviously we're going to play now. Now, I know this is kind of a long introduction, but that's kind of how it goes. So, it's like I did this just for myself a couple times, and then I did it on the forums. That was the one where I'm like, you know what? That's good enough. I did with it, and I have, it kind of explained a little bit, but I was kind of thinking back to what I'd done before, so Gen 4 and 5 kind of get lost, but so we might do those differently. But for now, we have to make sure that Gen 1 can actually go any further. So I'll just show you what I want. Oh, well, actually, let's pause, make sure our cheats are off. Oh, actually, no. Testing cheats on. The one cheat you're allowed to use if you happen to forget. You don't have any starting money. I assumed that would be obvious in the spirit of Rags to Riches, but maybe not. So let's go ahead. Oh, it's great that you love each other. Now, the first spot I usually like to hit would be Willow Creek. But I'm not sure if there's anything I can really steal there yet. I mean, having 6 kids and paying for them from ill-begotten booty, that's the highest bad decision, but not the worst. I mean, you guys are gonna have some messed up grandkids, I imagine. Okay, so that's one travel token, and of course someone's up there in the way. Let's see if there is even anything that she can get. Oh, I don't think so. Her mischief skill might not be high enough. Well, while you're over there, hopefully she doesn't get caught while we're checking here. Cannot fish in extreme cold. Well, some areas you can. Now we can move on to the other thing. When you find capsules or treasure maps, anything that you can open, you have to open it. You're not going to get a flat fee from any items you find. So if you find something to open, it will be opened. A minnow? Okay. I've never found a fish in those dig spots. I'm surprised there are so many. things to find. Usually that doesn't happen. They've got some good luck here. You can be friendly with Alyssa later. Right now, I mean, that's out of season. Have you dig there. That's nothing. Oh, we're getting frogs. Sure, that's fine. I wonder if it's because of that new luck thing. Because, you know, my other families I've done this for that were not so lucky. I could probably have her come help him if there's more. I did have some other notes in my explanation, but mainly it's like your skills are only getting so high, but you can waste one of your travel tokens if you feel so moved to work on your skills at the library or something. Oh, he's had a very good day, so let's go ahead and speed through our collection. Since she cannot steal anything yet. I hate it when that happens. I assure you, Anton, you're gonna want all of this stuff. Don't be difficult. Now, did I specify? I don't know, I feel like I was talking for so frickin' long. But we'll give him a couple days. And then she will earn an extra travel point. But make sure you keep an eye out for that. They can reset all they want, but I care not. Notice I'm not selling anything right now. You must do that on your home lot, and no, you may not use one of the tables. You get whatever you get right out of the inventory. Or in the household inventory if you steal a big item, and obviously it wouldn't be in, but, you know, clearly we're not dealing with that right now. So, let's go ahead and use our next travel token and go somewhere else. I mean, you can make it harder and limit where you're allowed to travel to, but I mean, you know, it's 2 a day. CE. Alright, because I cannot pronounce it and I will not pretend I can. I guess we can go over here. Now, because we live in Ennis Green, obviously there's some areas that you can walk around there, but it is still a travel token. So keep that in mind. Well, I guess it didn't say if they had good or bad luck, but I feel like something's different. Definitely. Alright, I'm not sure if there's anything small that she can still hear either. Oh, there's something. Quick, Anton, look around so she can't be caught. What is this? Oh. I didn't know that was over there. I thought there was only one in that one other spot. Now, you don't have to start as a couple. You can be a single parent. But if you are a single parent, it's gonna be kind of similar to the 100 baby rule. You need to have a few different fathers or mothers that you want to have. And you only get a little bit of time to get to know them. So if for some reason they're being difficult, then you got to axe them and get someone else. Oh, so pretty. Oh, there actually is something. Striped lay frog. Did I scan past something? I feel like I was kind of zooming there for a while. I did skim over something. Let me make sure he gets that. And there, of course, is no curfew. But if you run out of things to find, well, I guess you're home. Alright, and she was successful. That's what I'm talking about. Come along. Like, see here, this fossil rock. No, you cannot sell it. You have to open it. Because I know a lot of challenges. People find that stuff and they're like, okay, well, we'll just sell it for this. Nope. That's much too easy. Even though it doesn't seem like it, it is. And I know that there's a mod where you can use your cooler as a fridge. You may not use that. But, if you come to a park and there's food there, obviously, you can have it until it gets spoiled. Well, I don't see anything else. Now, when she gets better at stealing stuff, you can wait out the time and steal again in that one area if you so choose to. But, I mean, it's a park. Not much to steal here. At least, not at her level. That's another thing. You can cheat until you start playing if you want to give them a mix of skills that will be of no use to them until later. Then you can. But obviously, we're playing now. We're not going to be doing that. I don't know. I don't see anything else. Can we go over here? No, that's decoration. Although that is unfortunate that we only have the 3 frogs, because that means he's going to need to breed a frog so that she can have 2. Alright, well, that's back home for us. Oh, you can canoodle later. Let's see what we have money for today. I feel like this episode is getting long, but that is the nature of the challenge. Ooh, I should do a save though. Okay, pause. I know. You're so miserable. Breed it with whatever. I don't care. And she got 2 of those. Whatever. Those are for Alyssa. Can she breed those again? I don't think so. She can. Great. So there's $10. And those are the only frogs that she's allowed to have. Okay, so we got 2 of those. So extract and extract. Oh, those are the upgrade parts. $400 on day 1. That's pretty good. We don't have time for friendship. Okay, so what do we want here? Maybe another wall? How much is that? 120? Okay, so this is touching that one, so for now, like that. So that's what I mean. Like you're using the same material to build up your house. You want to make sure you have enough for that before you start doing anything. Let's see. I don't think I could swing another wall. Well, 1. Let's go ahead and move that inside. Or it could be right here, I guess. Because I don't want anything to be deleted. That's too easy. Okay. Okay. So we got a couple walls. That's always good. Now, once you make that decision, you cannot take it back. So choose wisely. I'm just seeing if they can afford sleeping bags. I don't think so. No, they cannot. But that is alright. They can just sleep on the floor. Well, there's this one. But that's only 1. You know, maybe. What is that for? Does that mean you can turn anything into a bunk bed? I don't know. Alright, well. Actually, we are going to keep that. Because remember, bills come. And you never know how much you're going to have to pay for that. So that is day 1. And they can take at least some care of their needs. Oh, right. The only toilet they have is the outhouse. Oh, that's lovely. They can try for a baby. But not yet. They get there 2-3 days. We'll see how I feel before they head on out. What's this? Dreamy sky gazing from watching the sky. A sim gets a true feeling of bliss after a romantic moment like this. Oh, cute. I guess that's where they're going to be making their babies. That was fast. What the... Well, you know, embarrassed by fairy influence. The power of fairy has influenced Alyssa Jarvis's emotions. I'm going to say that's okay. Now, of course, you can do this with occults and everything, but keep in mind, if you decide to add vampires, you cannot protect them from the sunlight. You don't use the bathroom? Oh, though I guess I could see how much a trash can is. At least. Okay, 25. That's fine. they have something. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing. But if we need to specify something again, then we will. You could at least do your own dishes. Oh, but they do have a lovely view up here, huh? See the mess with which is our home. Oh, Karen's here. I suppose you can have the fruitcake if you receive it, but you know, whenever it goes bad, it goes bad. I don't think it's supposed to go bad, but you know, glitches happen. Or is it greet neighbors? Okay, we're allowed to like you in this one because we do not like you in Enchanted by Nature. You're in the way. She's like, you guys okay? Absolutely not. The voices in our head told us to do this. Or maybe it was inheritance. They'll never know. Do we know you? Alright, well, I think I've probably rambled on long enough, so, we'll see how it goes for them. But, you know, like and subscribe if you feel so moved, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!